Hey friends, Galentine's Day is almost here, and it's a perfect time to celebrate the amazing women in your life. Whether you're planning a cozy night in or something a little bit more glam, I have 12 fun and creative themes to inspire your celebration. I'm talking aesthetic, decor, activities, food, and drink, everything you need to throw the perfect Galentine's Day celebration. Let's get started. The first theme is all you can sweet. This one is for the dessert lovers with a nostalgic twist. All you can sweet is inspired by those heart conversation candies. So for aesthetic and decor, think soft pink, baby blues, yellow, lavender, just pastels. You can also use vintage candy jars or the heart banners with phrases like be mine or one of a kind. For your activities, you can ask your friends to bring their favorite desserts. So you can do something like the charcuterie board parties, except the board will be their favorite dessert. You can also set up a cupcake decorating station. You can even do mini heart cakes in the shape of those conversation hearts and have your friends pipe their own phrase on the cake. That would be cool too because it could also double as their favor. So for food and drinks, you can serve heart-shaped food items. So for sweet, you can do cookies, small cheesecakes. For savory, you can do like pretzels or heart-shaped or even like cute heart-shaped hand pies. I will also pair this with a cocktail called like Candy Crush, maybe a sweetheart sangria. But this theme is sweet, colorful, and fun. Theme number 2, Be Loved or Ce La Vie. This is a nod to Queen Bee, and this is for all my Beyoncé stans. So for this theme, I think you can do a few different ways. You can play off of your favorite Beyoncé era, like if you want to do Cowboy Carter era, you can do denim, or you can do all Beyoncé. So for activities, I think you can go a few different ways. If you don't want to focus on a Beyoncé era, you can have your friends come as their favorite Beyoncé. That would be super cute. If you do want to do a specific Beyoncé era, maybe come as whatever that era is. So, for instance, Cowboy Carter, you can have your girls come in their denim. I think that would be super, super cute. Another fun activity would be Beyoncé karaoke. I think if you do Cowboy Carter, you can do like your own cowboy hat. That would be really fly. So for food and drinks, this is where you can get really fun and play off of different Beyoncé lyrics. You can do a drunken love drink. You can also do a nice, cute lemonade. I think a sweet dreams cocktail would be super cute. So you have a lot of options if you want to go for a Beyoncé themed Valentine's Day. Number 3 is Roses and Rosé. This theme is perfect for our floral and wine girlies. So for aesthetic and decor, think blush pink. Honestly, all colors and shades of pink would be super cute. I think you should have wine glasses with personalized name tags since you'll have wine as well, and that's a part of the theme. And then, of course, floral. So your floral can also double as your activity. So let's get into that next. So one activity option could be floral arranging. You can provide your guests with floral and they can create their own bouquets. You can also do a wine tasting or a rosé tasting. So you can do a few different options with this. If you feel comfortable asking your guests to bring a bottle of their favorite rosé or just generally a bottle of their favorite wine, that could be cool. And you can set up seating with wine tastings and people can rate and talk about that would be really fun to do, a nice little conversation starter. I think the flower arranging is super cute too because that can double as your party favor as well. So for food and drinks, if you're going to do rosé and roses, of course you will have different types of wine. You can have all rosés. You could also do a rosé spritzer with some edible glitter in there. That would be cute. And for food, of course, you're going to pair your wine with cheeses. So I would do charcuterie boards. I would do meat and cheeses, veggies, fruit, all of the above. So option number 4 is for my brunch girlies. This is Barbiecore Brunch. Barbiecore Brunch is all about pink and glam, to be honest. So for aesthetic and decor, think pink. Pink balloons, glitter. I think what would be super cute is a life-size photo booth or photo box that looks like a Barbie box for your Instagrammable moments, of course. So for activities, you can set up a cute little bracelet bar and you can do Barbie inspired jewelry. You can do necklaces or like the beaded, that would be super cute. This would also be cool to bring in one of those people who do the permanent bracelets. That would be cute and fun to do as well. So for food and drinks, we're still doing pink. I would do, and we're, so for food and drinks, pink brunch. So I would do pink pancakes, pink waffles, pink drinks. Wherever you can include pink, definitely include it there. So for food and drinks, I would serve pink pancakes, pink waffles, wherever you can incorporate pink, do it. So I would also do a mimosa bar with maybe red syrup, so raspberry, strawberry syrups to include with the champagne would be really cute as well. And this is the perfect time to get edible glitter. If you're not going to use it for any other theme, definitely get it for this Barbiecore brunch theme. Theme number 5 is Heart and Hustle. This is for my ambitious girlies, my girlies who like to share their dreams. Theme number 5 is Heart and Hustle. This is for my ambitious girlies. This is for my girls who like to encourage their girls and to share their vision with their friends to hold each other accountable. So, second decor, think sleek, red, white, very bold, and motivational. So for aesthetic and decor, I would do, so for aesthetic and decor, think red, bold, black, white, motivational quotes. This is going to double as a vision board party. So you can have quotes across the table. So for aesthetic and decor, think bold, red, white, motivational quotes and posters. This is going to double as a vision board party too. So you can have these things spread across the table. Let's hop into the activities. So again, the highlight of this is a vision board party. So again, the highlight of this party, this Galentine's party is a vision board making session. So again, the highlight of this party is a now, you can go two different ways with this party. You can do your classic vision board making session where you're providing the magazines, posters, scissors, stickers, glue, glitter, the boards, the say basic, but your go-to vision board party, right? You can also do the presentation party where you do like instead of doing an update, your friends have now, you can go two different ways for the activities. You can board party where you're providing all of the supplies, the magazines, the posters, the scissors, the glitter, the glue, the boards. You can do that. You can also have your friends come prepared to share their vision board digitally as a presentation. This kind of is a little bit more fun. So instead of doing like the presentation updates, you can do a presentation vision board and share with your friends, and you have more time. That way, you have more time to share and talk about your vision, and you've had more time to sit and think. Let's do this one more time. So for activities, this can go two different ways. Our traditional vision board where you're providing your all of your materials, your magazines, your posters, the poster boards, the scissors, glue, glitter, stickers, all of that. And you're spending time creating. The majority of your time is spent creating your vision board. You can also do this another way. You can do like the presentation party, if you will, where instead of talking about what you've done and catching your friends up, you can talk about what you want to do. I think this is really cool because you can spend the majority of your time talking about your vision instead of thinking and making your vision. I think either one of those activities would be either one of those activities would work well, but I'm really loving the presentation party. So for food and drinks, you want to keep this simple because a lot of your time is going to be spent talking and supporting and sharing and listening. So I would do little finger foods, maybe skewer, flatbread, prosecco cocktails. So for food and drinks, you want to keep this simple because a lot of the time you're going to spend is going to be on listening, talking, supporting, sharing. So you want the food part just to be easily accessible. Siri, why are you talking to me right now? So like that, you want the food part to be very easily accessible. You want people to just be able to get up and grab things as the presentations are going. So I would do food on skewers. I would also do like flatbreads, think finger foods. For a cocktail, I would do a nice little prosecco spritz. I don't know, it's just giving elevated and inspirational. Theme number 6 is vintage Valentine. Theme number 6 is vintage Valentine. This is for my nostalgic girl who just loves an old school vintage love. Theme number 6 is vintage Valentine. This is for my nostalgic girly who's romantic and just loves a nice little vintage old school love. So for aesthetic and decor, I would think like muted pinks, lay, maybe candle, like oh gosh, I just got a great idea. Like candles, like tapered candles, or the soft, like the taper or soft floral. So for activities, you could do the original activity that I was going to share. You can do love letters. You can set up a station where you can write love letters or just general letters. You can do learn how to write calligraphy. I think that would be super super cool. And you also do candle making. I think like not the making, but the candle decorating. I know you've seen it with people painting on the candles. That would be super fun too for more like creative friends. Would be a fun little project. So for food and drink, I would think like tea sandwiches, very cute and dainty food. So tea sandwiches, I would still do the heart-shaped cookies. I think that's super cute. Maybe however you're whatever you're drinking, I would serve in like the vintage glasses. Maybe go to Salvation Army and find different style vintage glasses to serve your champagne in or whatever cocktail it is that you decide on serving. Theme number 7 is Love in the Clouds. This one is for my dreamers, for my whimsical girlies, for aesthetic and decor. Think pastel blues. For aesthetic and think soft whites, pastel blues, baby pinks, and just very soft clouds. It's giving cotton candy. Now, for activities, you can do a couple things. This can kind of backtrack. So for activities, you can do a couple things. This can also double as a vision board party. I think this, so for activities, you can do a couple things. This theme can also double as a vision board party. And I think, so for activities, you can do a couple things. This theme can also double as a vision board party. And I also think it fits because with the word dream, you're actually spending time thinking about what it is that you want for yourself. So you can, so for activities, you can do a couple things. I think this would be a good theme to double as a vision board party as well. You could also set up a board or something to capture people's dreams and wants for themselves in the year. I think that would be really cool too. So for activities, you can do a couple things. This theme can also double as a vision board party. I think it's a perfect time to sit and think and talk about what it is that you want for yourself in the upcoming year. You could also have some type of board where your friends are writing and sharing what it is that they want for themselves and what they want for others that are close to them. I think something else that would be cool would be spending time reflecting, writing a letter to yourself, writing a letter to folks, writing a letter to yourself what it is that you want for yourself in the upcoming year. This would be a good theme for my more introverted girls, my girls who like to be around their friends but not be around their friends at the same time. So for food and drink, I know I mentioned the cotton candy. I think the cotton candy, I think so for food and drinks, I know I mentioned the cotton, so let's hop into that first. I think a cotton candy topped cocktail would be so cute. I think cloud shaped desserts would be super cute. I wouldn't think too much about the food. The food is not the so for food and drinks, I know I mentioned the cotton candy, so let's hop into that first. I would do cotton candy topped cocktail. So for food and drinks, I know I already talked about the cotton candy, so let's start with that. I would do a cotton candy top cocktail. I think that would look amazing. I also would do cloud shaped desserts, maybe like cookies. I think that would be cute. And then as far as food, I would do light. So for food and drinks, I would do light snacks. I know I mentioned the cotton candy. I would do cotton candy top cocktail. So whether that is champagne, maybe even a mocktail or a cocktail in a coupe glass, I would just top it with that cotton candy. It looks amazing. I also do maybe cloud shaped cookies or meringues or macaroons that fit that pastel vibe. Theme number 7. We're getting into it. We're getting into it now, y'all. Theme number 7. Oh wait, that was number 7. Did I say that was number 6? I hope I said that was number 7. Theme number 8. Theme number 8 is PJs and pizza. Self explanatory. Have your friends come in their favorite comfortable PJs and you will make pizza. Theme number 8. I hope I'm keeping up. Theme number 8 is PJs and pizza. This is for a cozy night in where your friends are coming in their PJs and you're having pizza. So for aesthetic and decor, I would do a cute little cozy, not really picnic look, but set up pillows like on the floor. So for aesthetic and decor, I would do a nice cozy vibe. So I would set up pillows on the floor and have blankets and maybe soft lighting. So for aesthetic and decor, I would set up things on the floor in front of a TV. So for aesthetic and decor, I would set up floor seating with pillows that are cozy and blankets. So for aesthetic and decor, I would set up floor seating with pillows and blankets. And to make it even more aesthetically pleasing, I would do either pastel pinks or blues, but I would keep it all consistent with the colors. So activities, duh, we're doing pizza. We're doing DIY heart-shaped pizzas. That's going to be fun. Maybe you want to do some bread. Maybe you have a topping station. So for activities, duh, the highlight of the night be making your own pizza, and please make them heart-shaped because this is a perfect excuse to do so. So you want to have your pizzas ready to go, your dough ready to go, I should say, and your toppings and your sauce, and your friends can make their own heart-shaped pizzas. And then you want to end the night with your favorite rom-com movie. Food and drinks, self-explanatory. You're gonna have pizza, maybe do like a cola, something that's fizzy and goes really well with the pizza. So for food and drinks, duh, you're already gonna have your pizza. For drinks, maybe do like colas, the cokes with the straws. I think that would be really cute. Maybe top it with a heart-shaped straw. And then maybe do like a cocktail in Mexican Coke. Maybe you pour out some of the Coke and top it with liquor and something. Just get a nice little cute vibe. And maybe you have some popcorn as well. So for food and drinks, of course, you're going to already have your pizza. Maybe have like some garlic or some garlic knots, some popcorn perhaps. I don't know. But for drinks, I think what would be really cool is having the Mexican Cokes. And then you can get like the cute heart shaped straws. You can even make that into a cocktail where you're pouring some of the Coke out and then mixing that with your cocktail and putting that back in the Coke bottle. Love that idea. For theme number 9, this is one of my favorites, to be honest. I feel like espresso martinis have had their shine for the past year, and I don't see that going away anytime soon, to be honest. This theme is Espresso Love, and this is for my girls who love a nice espresso or even an espresso martini. So for aesthetic and decor, think shades of for aesthetic and decor, think mochas, shades of brown, neutral colors. Activities, your activities can go a few different ways for Espresso Love. You can do a coffee flight tasting. I think that would be really, really fun. You could also do a espresso martini. You could also do a DIY espresso martini bar where your friends can make their own espresso martinis. That would be cute. And then the other thing you could do is chocolate cover espresso beans. That could double as the party favor as well, and your friends can make them there and then have something to take home with them. So for food and drinks, I know I've been saying so many desserts, and I feel like if you want some actual food items for these, please let me know. I just been like, ooh, cocktails pair so well with dessert. So anyway, for food and drinks, I'm thinking tiramisu. You have to have a tiramisu with espresso or even like the espresso martinis. It's a must. You could you could also do different types of mousse or macaroons. I also think breakfast sandwiches might be kind of cute, to be honest. Let's see what pairs well with. You can also do like croissants. Croissants would be really good. If you want to do breakfast sandwiches, that would be cute if you're going more of the espresso flight tasting. I also think what would be really good for food, you can also do croissants. You can do maybe breakfast sandwiches if you're going the espresso flight route. You could also do truffle. I don't know why I love a good truffle fry or like maybe loaded. That might be cute. I don't know. So for food, you can also do croissants. Maybe you want to do a large charcuterie board. That would be a good pairing with the espresso. You could also do truffle fries. I think truffle fries go really well with espresso and espresso martinis. Just think like savory things you will. So for food, you can do like croissants. You can also do like charcuterie boards, of course, maybe truffle fries or even like spinach and turnovers. I think would be really, really good with that. Number 10, we're getting there, y'all. Number 10, we're getting there, y'all. Number 10 is Mocha and Merlot. This is for my cozy girls. Number 10. We're almost there, y'all. Number 10. Number 10 is Mocha and Merlot. This theme is for my cozy girls who love wine and a nice warm vibe. For the aesthetic and decor, I would kind of almost the same aesthetic and decor as the Espresso Love. Think deep browns, maybe add a bit of burgundy in there. So for aesthetic and decor, I would almost go with the same vibe as Espresso Love, except maybe adding a bit of burgundy in there, something velvety. So for activities, you have to host a wine pairing for this. I think this is the perfect theme to do a wine pairing. And you can do this wine pairing one of two ways. You can have your girls bring their favorite wine bottle, like I mentioned before, and then you have like a sheet. People are rating the wines as each person is talking about that they brought. Or you can provide your own wines and you can talk about the wines, and your girls can rate each wine. Oh, there's another way you can do this too. You can make it a game. You can show the wines that they'll be tasting, or you can share that prior, and then you can have them guess which wine is what. I think that would be a really, really fun activity to do as well. Oh, let me not forget the chocolate. So with the mocha and merlot, yeah, that's what we're going. Oh my god, I almost forgot the chocolate. So with the oh my god, chocolate. So with the mocha and merlot, I would do chocolate pairings for the wines. I think that would be really cool, a different aspect to wine tasting, because usually, at least when I do wine tastings or go to wine tastings, it's just tasting the wines, being like Galentine's Day and Valentine's Day. And with chocolate, I think it would be really cool to get different kinds of chocolate. You can go to your local grocery store and get a few different kinds of chocolate and have your friends taste the chocolate with the wines that they're trying. So for food and drinks, you already have your drinks, you'll have your wines. So for food, I would do savory. So I would go with maybe, depending on budget, I would go with maybe lamb lollipops, maybe stuffed mushrooms, sliders. Sliders would be really good. I think sliders would be a nice little go-to if you're trying to, stay within your. That will go very well with a Merlot. Okay, so food and drinks. We already know the drinks are the wine. So I think for food, you would want to stick with savory. So not too much dessert on this end for me. So I would do maybe charcuterie skewers or the cute little charcuterie cups. Depending on what it is that you put in them, that could be all that you do. You could also do like a meatball. Meatballs always work, are so good. You could also do, depending on budget, you can do maybe like lamb lollipops or wings. You can also do sliders. Theme number 11. Okay, theme number 11 is near and dear to my heart. Let me be honest. Theme number 11 is Pout and Prosecco. This theme is all about, it's just like all about Galentine's, like number 11. Now, number 11 is near and dear to my heart. Me and my friend did this theme last year and it was so much fun. It just really gives like a girl theme, be honest. So let's get into it. So for aesthetic and decor, we did pink and we did glitter. And we also did vibes. So for activities, you can do a build your own mimosa bar. You could also do a DIY lip scrub. And then as a third thing, or however it is that you switch things up, you can do a lipstick swap. So we had our friends bring their favorite lip gloss. We also had them bring their favorite Prosecco or, you know, champagne, whatever. And I remember what we did for food. We did breakfast food. So for activities, for activities, we did three things. We did a build your own mimosa bar with a Prosecco. We did, so let's get into activities. You could do a build your own mimosa bar with a Prosecco. You could also do a DIY lip scrub. And then I would switch one of these two out. You could do a lipstick or lip gloss swap. So we had our friends bring their favorite lipstick or lip gloss to switch and trade. And we played a game in order to get a new lipstick or lip gloss. So that was really fun. So for food and drinks, like I said, you can have a build your own mimosa bar. And depending on what activities you decide to do, you can ask your friends to bring their favorite Prosecco if you like, or either you can supply the Prosecco. But going off of the Prosecco theme, you can also serve brunch food. I think brunch food is very easy to do. It's kind of hard to mess up, to be honest. So you can go order it if you want. You can make it yourself. It's a quick way to provide. So for food and drinks, you already have your Prosecco, so you can do a DIY. So for food and drinks, you already have your Prosecco. So of course that mimosa bar is your drinks. And if you like, you can ask your friends to bring their favorite Prosecco. That will stock your mimosa bar and you can provide the syrups or the juices. Going off of the mimosa bar, I would do brunch food. I think brunch food is so quick and easy and it's really hard to mess up and it's really filling, to be honest. So depending on how fancy you want to get with it, you can do a shrimp and grits or you can do bacon and pancakes. It's up to you. Okay, for we're finally at number 12. And as I've been thinking about these themes and talking through them, I feel like I have two more ideas. So let me know if you want to know those two other ideas because I'm going back and forth like, ooh, I actually really this. And I just love the theme and the names of. So we're at theme number 12, whatever. Theme number 12. And as I've been talking through this, I have like one and a half themes that are in my head, and I'm like, ooh, should I flesh these out before sharing? But if you want the other two themes, let me know, and then I'll share in another video. But let's get back into theme number 12. Theme number 12 is blush and brush. This is for my artsy, creative girlies who just like to have a good creative time with their friends. Theme Let's just get back into it. Theme number 12 is blush and brush. And this is for my let's just get back into it. Theme number 12. Theme number 12 is blush and brush. And this is for my creative girlies who just love making art. So for aesthetic and decor, think soft pinks. So for aesthetic and decor, honestly, you can kind of go with any Valentine's Day color scheme previously. Just really depends on the type of artwork that you want your friends to make. So personally, I would do either like soft pinks or some neutrals, kind of how I would go, but you can do like the red and bold as well. So of course, your activity, of course, is going to be painting, but I think you can do the painting in multiple ways. So of course, we've seen like the painting with a twist where you have your individual station and you have your inspiration photo that you're going to paint. That's an idea. I think you can also do a motivational quote. That would be really cool. Or a love quote. That would be really cool. Something else that I was thinking about that might be if I do my party, I'm thinking I'm leaning towards this is doing a large breakable painting to where everyone contributes and everyone gets a painting to go home with. I love this idea because it seems more collaborative and not individualized. And you can kind of see everything come together. Like I said, everyone can contribute to it and everyone gets a piece to take home with them. I really love this idea. I think what I would do though is supply. Obviously, I was going to say what I would do is supply paints. Obviously, I'm going to supply the paints, but I would curate the color paints that I would want, just so that things still out in a beautiful way. Unless you have artists and you can navigate, making that art. I think that I would do though is curate the color scheme or the color palette. So I wouldn't have all colors of the rainbow. I would have whatever colors that are a part of my theme. I think that way the painting in some type of not a box, but I think that way it keeps the painting on theme. So I think that way it just really I think you'll have a better outcome that way. I think that helps guide the painting, but still allows people to have their own creative ability within that realm. So for food and drinks, I would do light apps. So for food and drinks, I would do light apps, things that don't get too messy since you'll be using your hands a lot, and things maybe on skewers, finger foods. I would do like maybe a rosé. I would do some type of cocktail to go off of the painting theme. Since the theme is blush and brush, I would do like maybe a pink cocktail or even a rosé. So for food and drinks, I would do light snacks like maybe cheese board, things that you can eat with a toothpick that don't really get your hands messy because you'll be painting. So I'm going to assume that it might get a little messy with the painting. For drinks to stay with the blush theme, I would either do a rosé or I would do a really cute pink cocktail. So those were my Galentine's so those were my Galentine's Day themes of 2025. Thanks so much for watching. I hope that these inspired you to maybe so those were my 12 Galentine themes for 2025. Thank you so much for watching. I hope these things I hope these themes gave you I hope these themes gave you so much inspiration Day party. Which one was your favorite? I want to know. Let me know in the comments. And of course, if you use any of these ideas, be sure to tag me. I want to see how they came out. And those are my 12 Galentine's Day themes for 2025. Thank you so much for watching. I hope these inspired your and those are my 12 Galentine's Day themes for 2025. Thank you so much for watching. I hope these themes gave you inspiration for planning your next Galentine's Day party. Which one was your favorite? Let me know in the comments. And if you do decide to use any of these themes, be sure to tag me. I want to see how it came out. Which one was your favorite? I'm curious which one was your favorite, so be sure to let me know in the comments. And if you use any of these themes for your Valentine's Day party, be sure to tag me. I would love to see how your party turned out. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit that. And don't forget to like this video. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit that notification. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more party planning tips. Happy Galentine's Day. Happy Galentine's Day, and I'll see you in the next video.